All right, so this is the worst lifter that I found. What the? That does not sound good at all. How's it going, everyone? So, I'm just going to start right into this story and let everybody know that about 2 years ago, maybe a little bit over 2 years ago, the engine started making some knocking noise. And I know that when you have it cammed out, LS1, they really start to clatter a lot more. This, however, was definitely out of the ordinary knock. And, I kind of went with the average Joe and started going to Google and YouTube and different forums to look for my answers. And what I ended up doing was a lifter swap. I always told myself that if I take the heads back off of the car, I'm going to put some aftermarket heads on there, which is why I have the PRC heads on. So the car, I drove the car probably off and on a little bit after doing the head swap. The knock never went away. I mean, I'm the one that's at fault here. I should have actually done a little more due diligence and actually figuring out what the problem was instead of just kind of going with the flow of things and being more excited about putting heads on the car versus actually trying to figure out what the damn problem was. So this has kind of led me to where I'm at now, which here we are. It's another winter and the car's in hibernation and we're going to tear it down. And if I have to, we're going to pull this motor out and get it rebuilt. We're going to do what we have to do to figure out what's going on. So first off, I'm basically going to start off with the top end, but I'm going to check the lash in all the rockers, rotate the crank over and go that route on each one and verify that they're all good. But it is unfortunate that when I took the lifters out, I guess I didn't really notice anything wrong with them, or at least I didn't think that there was anything wrong with them. I just took them out, they're over here on the table, and one of the lifters a little disturbing, and I think the rest of them all have some wear on them. So I'll show you that here in just a second, and we'll go from showing you that to starting on tearing this car apart. All right, so this is the worst lifter that I found. As you can see, it has like a nick or a chunk in it. The rest of them don't have that nick, but they all have a little bit of scoring like that. Some of them have it worse than others. So I imagine the cam probably looks just as rough as that roller. And I'm also wondering if these shiny spots here, where they ride in the lifter cup, maybe there's some play in there and it's allowing the lifters to sit there and wiggle left to right. And if that's the case, then that would surely be a reason for that. As far as that nick, I'm not exactly sure how that came about. I guess at this point we're going to take the valve covers off at least, and like I said before, go through and check all the play, see what the valve lash looks like. All right, so what you just saw me doing was running through all the rockers and basically spinning the crank and getting the uh, push rods, the lifters down on the base of the camshaft lobe, so I could check each of the lifters for if there was any play or anything like that in there. There was no up and down play. Everything seems to be fine. Valve lash seems to be good on both sides. I did do the side over here, as you saw. So judging by what that lifter looked like that I took out, the old one, and the noise that I'm hearing, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this motor and have it rebuilt.